Have you ever really thought about how a country tells its own story to its own kids? I mean, what values, what heroes, what big ideas get packed into the pages of a simple school book? Well, today, that's exactly what we're going to do. Think of it like an investigation. We're going to deconstruct an official textbook from Pakistan to see what it can tell us about the identity being shaped for the next generation. And our main piece of evidence, it's this book right here. So this is the official 7th grade textbook for the subject of Punjabi. It's published by the Punjab Curriculum and Textbook Board in Lahore. Now, this isn't just any book off a shelf. It's a government-approved tool used to educate millions of students all across Pakistan's most populous province. Okay, let's dive in. Here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll get a little context on our artifact. Then we'll look at the blueprint of the curriculum itself. From there, we'll unpack the 3 main pillars it's built on: faith, nation, and land. And finally, we'll see what kind of identity this whole thing comes together to shape. Okay, first things first, a little bit of context. This book is written in Punjabi, and it uses the Shahmukhi script, which is based on the Persian alphabet. For tons of 12 and 13-year-olds in Punjab, this book is a major source for learning about their language, their culture, and their values. It's really our key to understanding the identity they're being taught. So where do we even start an investigation like this? Well, before you read a single word of a single chapter, the table of contents gives you this incredible blueprint of the curriculum's priorities. It's literally a map of the world these students are about to step into. Just take a look at the Fahrist, which is the table of contents. Now, even if you can't read the script, you can immediately start to see patterns emerging. Just by looking at the structure and how these 47 chapters are laid out, we get our first really big clue about what the people who designed this textbook think is most important. And this chart just lays it out perfectly. When you actually categorize all 47 chapters, you find they aren't random at all. They really cluster around 3 core pillars. A huge chunk, about 40% of the content, is all about faith and religion. Another 35% is dedicated to the nation and patriotism. And the last 25% is focused on the land and the specific culture of Punjab. All right, so let's see how this actually works, starting with that biggest pillar, faith. It turns out this moral foundation is laid down from the very, very first page. What's fascinating is that the book begins not with a welcome message, but with 2 different poems of praise. The very first chapter is something called a hamd. That's a poem praising God or Allah. Then, right after that, the second chapter is a naat, a poem that specifically praises the Prophet Muhammad. Right out of the gate, this sequence establishes the core beliefs of Islam. You can see them right here. And this isn't just about learning a language, it's about shaping a worldview. The entire educational journey for these kids begins with an act of devotion. It places faith as the absolute bedrock on which all other knowledge is going to be built. And it's not just the opening act. The book goes deeper, with detailed chapters on the life and character of the Prophet Muhammad, and even stories of beloved local Sufi saints like Hazrat Sultan Bahu. These figures are presented as historical and spiritual role models, really reinforcing that moral framework for all the lessons to come. Okay, so once that foundation of faith is set in stone, the curriculum builds its second pillar right on top of it. Now let's see how a distinct national identity, the story of Pakistan, a nation created in 1947, is constructed. And check out the choice of national heroes here. On the left, there's a poem for Quaid-e-Azam, Muhammad Ali Jinnah. He's the founder of the nation. And on the right, there's a poem simply called Sipahi, which means the soldier. It's a really interesting dual focus, honoring both the civic founder who created the country and the military protector who defends it. And just to give you a feel for the tone, here's a line from that poem about the founder. It says, "You gave the slogan of freedom, you awakened the entire nation." It's written with this deep sense of reverence, casting him as this larger-than-life figure who literally brought the nation into existence. And it's not just about people, it's about moments. The curriculum also has entire chapters for key national events. Here, you can see the lesson for August 14th, which is Pakistan's Independence Day. By zeroing in on these moments, the book works to build a sense of a shared history, a shared struggle, and a collective identity in its young readers. All right, that brings us to our third and final pillar. After setting up faith and nation, the curriculum does something really interesting. It roots these huge ideas in the specific soil of the land itself, the culture, the geography, and the heritage of the Punjab region. And nothing shows this better than this chapter, which is dedicated entirely to the Ravi River. I mean, the name Punjab literally means land of five waters or five rivers, and the Ravi is one of those rivers. It's the lifeblood of the whole region, and the book doesn't just treat it like a line on a map, it treats it like a central character in the Punjabi story. You see, chapters like this are so much more than a geography lesson. They're a celebration of a uniquely Punjabi way of life. The lesson talks about the ancient history tied to the river, what life is like in the villages and cities on its banks, local festivals, its huge role in farming, and even the famous Punjabi poets who were inspired by the landscape. It connects the student directly to their own backyard. So, let's put it all together. What happens when you combine these three pillars? Faith, nation, and land. What's the final lesson here? What kind of person, what kind of citizen is this textbook actually designed to create? Well, it gives us a really clear three-step blueprint for identity. First, the foundation, being grounded in the values and history of Islam. Step 2, built on top of that, is being a patriotic Pakistani who is proud of their country's story. And finally, step 3 is being rooted in the land, celebrating the unique and rich culture of Punjab. It creates this kind of nested identity, a proud Punjabi who is a patriotic Pakistani, all guided by the values of Islam. Peeling back the layers of just one textbook gives us this fascinating look into how one nation tells its story. And, it leaves us with a question for ourselves. What stories were you told in school? What were the pillars of your education, and how did they go on to shape the person you are today?